My name's Eric Rexted. I work at the University of St. Andrews, where we are continuing to work on distance sampling methodology. In this web course, we hope to try to give you some of the benefit of our thoughts on distance sampling to make you more proficient in the design, the analysis, and the interpretation of distance sampling surveys. Those three components all work in concert. And so this website was designed to give you experience and practice in all of those aspects of distance sampling surveys when conducting wildlife population assessment. In this short introductory video, I want to give you just a quick overview of some of the things that are covered in the materials that you can find on this website. Fundamentally, to be able to use any analysis method, you need to be comfortable and competent in understanding the assumptions that method carries. And so we'll spend time discussing the assumptions that distance sampling makes. I won't go through the details of this. This is material that you'll find on one of the slides accompanying the lecture on assumptions. But we dwell upon assumptions so that you're comfortable in understanding what sorts of underpinnings this method carries with it. We also want to make you comfortable and conversant in how to perform competent design of your field studies. You can do all of the wonderful field work that you want, and you can do lovely analysis of the data that you've collected, but if the design is flawed, then the entire undertaking is flawed. And so we'll spend time making you understand the ideas that differentiate good survey designs from not such good survey designs. Another aspect of distance sampling that you've likely heard about is the fitting of models to detection distances. And so model fitting is a component of distance sampling that we'll discuss during this workshop. However, the job doesn't stop simply at fitting a model to data. We fit a series of models to data, and then we do model selection work. In addition to that model selection work, we also critique the models that are fitted, trying to understand which ones fit the data, which do not fit the data, which ones are amenable to defensible inference and which are not. And furthermore, in the critique of the fitted models, we begin to understand what the symptoms are that might lead to poor fit, and that some of those symptoms may feed back into alteration of the way in which data are collected in the field. Because distance sampling produces estimates of population density or population abundance, those estimates need to be quantified in terms of the amount of uncertainty they have. How precise are the estimates that are produced? Understanding of uncertainty, understanding of sources of uncertainty in the estimates can then be played back against survey design, and with the suggestion that perhaps modifications to the survey design might be warranted or might be necessary to produce estimates with the desired level of precision. So again, none of these concepts are discussed in isolation. Each of these concepts feed into their companions. Of course, the analysis of distance sampling data wouldn't be possible if we didn't have software that made it a pleasure to analyze. And so as part of these lectures and as part of some demonstrations, as well as exercises themselves, you'll have plenty of opportunity to work with the distance sampling software. We provide many data sets as part of the online materials that we provide so that you can get a sense of how to go about analyzing data. What steps go properly, what steps go improperly. The opportunity exists for you to discover mistakes associated with analysis when working with the data sets that we provide, so that when you are analyzing your own data, those mistakes are less likely to arise. The last facet, not to be confused with the least important facet, but the last facet that we discuss during our lectures is to discuss ways in which field methodology intermingle or interrelate to these assumptions of distance sampling and to some of the difficulties associated with fitting models to data. So in total, the entire package of what do I do to design a survey, what do I do to collect data, what do I do to analyze data, how do I use the software appropriately, and how do I understand the precision with which my estimates are produced, all interact with one another. And so the way in which we approach the material that we've provided on this website is to interleave all of these topics together. Lectures are immediately followed by exercises. Exercises play against preceding exercises, so that an exercise about precision feeds into information about the way in which surveys are designed. So that's a little bit about what we hope you're able to take away from this online course. What we bring to the table is the materials that we've been delivering in workshops that we've delivered here in St. Andrews over the last couple of decades. We've divided the material into 6 sections just to make it easier for you to navigate. There are roughly 20 lectures. There are roughly 10 exercises. Each of the lectures has hard copy that you can print out and annotate. It has an audio and a video component, just like the lecture that I'm delivering now. The exercises that we've provided for you both have a written component, again, that you can print out and annotate, and a narration that introduces the exercise, tells you what the exercise is about, and a little bit about how to accomplish it, and then a summary video that says, here's what we hope you accomplished. There are also some demonstration tutorials here that actually watch the analysis of a data set, courtesy of the distance software. There are more data sets that we provide online than we actually discuss in the solutions to these exercises. They exist as additional data sets for you to practice with. The final component of the current website is a page of resources that's entitled, Where Do I Go Next? What do I do if I want to know more about distance sampling? We provide for you some resources to say, here are some places to go online or at your local library to learn more about the topics that we discuss in these lectures, and exercises. So that's what we provide. How you use these resources, of course, is somewhat up to you. The amount of time that you choose to invest is a choice that you'll have to make. When we deliver these materials in person to people that come to the distance sampling workshops in St. Andrews, roughly speaking, this material we discuss with participants over the course of about 24, 25 hours, 3 8-hour days. And so the material that we provide here, both in terms of lectures and in terms of exercises, would probably take you on the order of 3 working days, perhaps longer, to work through them. Now again, because these materials are online, you can watch these lectures, you can work through the exercises as many times as you feel comfortable working through them. We hope that in the process of working through these materials, you'll gain a better appreciation for the capabilities of distance sampling when it comes to dealing with wildlife population assessment, and perhaps the utility that it might have for your particular application. This website, I can suggest, is one that will be continually evolving. We'll continue to add material to it. We'll try to make things clearer. The purpose of having this material online is so that you benefit from it. So if you have suggestions or ideas about improvements that we can make to the material or the manner in which we present the material, we would appreciate it if you would reach us on the contact page as part of the website. So good luck with this material. We hope you enjoy working with it as much as we enjoyed putting it together.